Well, my video cut off, so I don't know where I stopped. But we talking about how the so-called white man turned everything upside down. Let's go to Daniel 25. Daniel 7 and 25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws." See, once you change them laws, you done turn everything upside down. See, the law is done away with. The Sabbath day is not on Saturday, it's on Sunday. The Sabbath day is not when the sun go up. It's not based off the moon, Salakia. The Sabbath day is not based off the moon. We got a calendar for you. See, follow our calendar, and then you can go off that. See, this is how they speak great words against the Most High. They turn everything upside down. See, they telling the Most High, you made me like, why you made me like this? Or you ain't even make me. I came from a big bang or evolution. Let's get Psalm 94 and 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with you, which frame mischief by a law?" See, they'll make a law and say, you got to stay with this one woman the rest of your life. See, and you try to get you 2 of them, that's breaking the law. You try to get you 3 of them, that's breaking the law. You only can have 2 incomes. You're going to be a broke Negro in a broke family. Your heritage is not going to go too far. See, the Indian had 7 wives when they came over here. The Indians had 3, 4, all kind of wives when they came over here. They told the Indian in 1865, you can't have no another wife. You got to get rid of all them wives you got and only have 1 wife. See, that's the law. That's how these dragons change the law. See, and then they try to teach you in their schools and lie and say he said only be with 1 woman. That's a lie. He never changed the law. The law never changed. A man got 300 million sperms every time he lay down with a woman and have an orgasm. 300 million sperms come out this man. The woman can only get pregnant 1 time, and it's gonna take her 9 months for him to have another child. See, the man was created to have multiple women, but a dragon, he's gonna tell a lie. Oh no, it's against the law. You can't do that. Now, guess what? Other nations that's not against the law in other nations, because they going by the law of God. See, they women can't walk around butt naked, see, with a thong on and a freaking 2-piece. They can't walk around with a 2-piece or they gonna go to jail. The women. But guess what? The so-called white man say, oh, not over here. You can do anything you want. You can walk around naked. See? And you wonder why they getting kidnapped. They can't stay with a man. They single. Because they listening to their enemy. They listening to their slave master. Because that's how he do things. He changed the laws, and he make let me get that, Isaiah 10. It say, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. And see, righteous is the law. That's how you know something is right. You going by the law. He said, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they have prescribed. Because they telling you, you can't operate like that. And it was always, let me get that law since I done got on it. But this is just how the example of showing how the so-called white man done turned everything upside down. Now we go to Deuteronomy in the law. Deuteronomy means law. Deuteronomy, I think 22 and 15. 21. Deuteronomy 21 and 15. It say, if a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated. See, in the law that God brought down and gave to Moses on a rock in stone, it was written in stone. If a man have two wives, see, so it wasn't no against the law for you to have two wives. But the so-called white man gonna say, oh no, that's against the law, man. You can't have two women. In all 50 states now, you can go to Arizona, one Las Vegas, one of them, and they act like you can have, but no. In all 50 states, you gotta stick with one woman the rest of your life, according to the law. If you put your name on their license operation. But God's law say, no, that ain't what I set up. I set up where men can have more than one wife. Yeah, he gonna stay with her the rest of his life, but he ain't got to just stay just with her the rest of his life. He can have another wife and keep adding on till he drop dead. Let me get another one in Exodus. Exodus chapter 21, starting at verse 10. Exodus 21 and 10, it say, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage shall not be diminished. So he can take another wife. He didn't have to stick with one woman the rest of his life. See, you say, if he take another wife, God, why is God gonna tell this man if he take another wife, but he really got a plan for you to stay with one woman the rest of your life? See, that's the so-called white man lies. He turned everything upside down. Now that's why you got all the problems in the world in relationships. Because you got to, she thinking she gonna tell you what to do. See, she's thinking you doing something wrong because you want another wife. Now the marriage get broken up. Oh, he cheated on me. Then the children don't got a daddy. This man gonna go broke. See? Yeah. He gonna go broke. The people ain't gonna have no daddy to raise them up. That's why you got the projects with only a bunch of women up in there with these bad behind children with no daddy to whoop they behind. They leave the project and turn into gang members, which this was already a plan by the so-called white man. It's called the black experiment, where he did the experiment on rats first until he brought it from the rats to the humans, to the Negroes. And the rats were doing the same thing. The rats was having gangs. All the males was gathering up together and fighting and harassing the whole neighborhood, the whole rest of the population of rats. Because these dragons set the whole situation up. See, these Indians wasn't having problem with having multiple wives. The Arabs ain't having problems with having multiple wives. The African is not having problems with having multiple wives. The only problem is going on with these relationships is in America and in the South America, where they like this Catholic white man religion. See, they say every 2 hours, a Hispanic woman over there getting put to death by her boyfriend or by some man because she listening to the white man say, "Oh, you cheating on me. You like this other woman." And all hell break loose in the household because they want to listen to a freaking dragon. Exodus 21:10, it say, if he take him another wife. See, in the law, man, and this stuff written in stone. This is not nobody's opinion. This wasn't Moses saying, you know what, I think we should be able to have us another wife, man. Let's go ahead and write this in the law. No. He gave this on a stone. He went up the mountain. While he was on the mountain, God put it on a stone and he brought it down and gave it to the people. This was not some man running his mouth or coming up with some philosophy. This was the creator of all things saying a man's supposed to be able to have another wife. That's what it was about. But you got the devil, meaning the deceiver. You got the adversary of God, the nation Esau. See, he was the adversary of Jacob. Jacob and Esau was in the womb together. Let's read what he said. This the mind of Esau right here. Now, Rebecca was the mama. She was the woman that had, the so-called black woman that had both of these children in her stomach. And look what she said about Esau. This Genesis 27:42. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, was told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, your brother Esau, as touching you, do comfort himself, purposing to kill you. See, Esau was always trying to kill Jacob. He was always hating on Jacob because Jacob had the blessings. So yeah, he gonna tell the Indians, who the tribe of Gad, Reuben, and Simeon, he gonna tell the Indians, no, y'all can't have no multiple wives, man. You only can have one woman. Send all of them 6 wives, send them on about their business. So we can probably turn them into whores in our whorehouses. Then the Negroes, y'all coming out that plantation, you better not have, another wife. You better only have one woman. See? And back then, they didn't even deal with marriage licenses because it was all about common law marriage. But they was monitoring the situation. You can believe that. Because the culture and the history don't ever show that once they got off the plantation, they was having multiple wives. Now, these men probably was sleeping with multiple women, but that's different. Having multiple wives, helping this one man build whatever he trying to build, whatever he trying to do. These multiple women helping this one man, because really a marriage can be like a business. So that's like the white man saying, listen, you can have a business, but you can be the only employee. Guess what? You can have one employee. Only one employee. If you try to get 2 employees, I'm shutting down the business. See? But guess what? See, they don't need no business because they're the ones with the business. And a Negro never got a business. Because if he would have had 2 women helping him, or 3 women helping him, or 4, or 5, or 7, he would have never have to work for the so-called white man. See? And then from the Reconstruction all the way to the 60s, 65s, all 70, they had their own business in their own neighborhood because it was segregation. So his businesses would have prospered like on Black Wall Street. And they did prosper. Even with one wife law, they was prospering. So imagine if he had 7 women supporting his household. Come on, man. This is how these dragons turn everything upside down. But see, a wicked Negro will listen to him. See, a woman want power. He said, okay, it's just like you try to give a child power. That child gonna take that power. You tell your daddy and your mama what to do. And see what that child do. He not gonna say, no, I'm not gonna tell my daddy and my mama what to do. I'm gonna be in my role and stay as a child. No, if the government give him power to tell his parents what to do, he gonna take it. So when the so-called white man said, listen, you can't have a one wife, you can't have a one employee in your business, they gonna take it. The woman gonna say, yeah, you don't tell me what to do. I'm a human. See, that's how you know that these are the devil. Now let's get it was Bible prophecy that these dragons was gonna turn everything upside down. Let's see here. Let's get Hebrews. Hebrews 12 and 6. Salakia. Hebrews 12 and 6. It say, 12 and 16. Salakia. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. That profane person goes into ungodly, a godless person. Somebody who don't believe in God and ain't gonna follow none he got to say. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For 17. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place for repentance. See, these Edomites, they not gonna have repentance, man. That was only a provision for the Israelites. See, y'all went into slavery, and now you can return. So that repentance don't mean no saying you sorry. That repentance means to bring back, to return. See, Esau couldn't return back to having that blessing. He gave it up. But he tried to return and say, no, Father, give me a blessing. I want a blessing too. But he didn't give him the blessing that he was supposed to get as the eldest son. He gave him another blessing to be the wicked. See, to be the adversary, to be the opposer of everything righteous on earth. See, that's what he gave Esau. Now let's get another. Okay. Joel, let's identify these Edomites real quick. Joel 3 and 6. It say, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. So the Grecians was sold the Israelites. We all know who the Grecians is because they got history. See, the Greeks is well known. Alexander the Great, what you got, Antiochus, you got the Greeks turned into the Romans. We know they the so-called white man. That's certified. The Israelites were sold to the so-called white man. Now it's going to identify who the Israelites were sold to. Verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they shed innocent blood in their land. So those Grecians that was dealing with the Israelites, who sold the Israelites, they was from the nation of Edom, Esau. See, that's their true identity. There's no such thing as a white person. Nobody's the color white. That was just something that they was using for the upper class people back in Oliver Cromwell. That was during his time in the Irish and those people up in Britain. They were using the title white as a rich person or a person in high class society. But anyway, let's get some more Salakia. It's still going. So let's get some more. They turned it upside down. Timothy, Titus, Peter, John. Matthew 24. Starting at verse 3, it says, And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? See, that end of the world is not just talking about no earth. See, it's talking about the end of this people that's ruling over us, because the Romans was ruling over them. So they was asking him, when is these darn Romans gonna stop ruling over us? And when you gonna come back? Now real quick, let me get Acts. Acts chapter 1 verse 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, Lord, will you at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? See, he was saying, y'all, when are you coming back? And when are you gonna start give us the kingdom? That's what they was talking about. So he told them this in 24. He said in verse 4, Matthew 24 and 4, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. He didn't say, don't let the angels deceive you. He said, no man deceive you. Who was that man? Their enemy. See, because their enemy was going to be that false prophet. Look at what the enemy was going to do. He told them what the enemy was going to do. In verse 5, he said, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, meaning the anointed, and shall deceive many. So they was going to deceive many people, because they talking about, I'm a Christian, and we love everybody. We don't deal with politics, and we're not going to address the racism and the hatred that our family members is doing to you, but we just going to be Christian, and we love you, you know. They coming with all this sweet talk, fair speech, That's why he told them, do not believe them. When they talking all this good noise, do not believe them. Oh, we're trying to help the blacks and Hispanics because they're the low income community and they're being affected. They're being affected more than anybody, so let's give them something for free. Say, no, you ain't giving us nothing for free. You trying to set us up. And as soon as you got it for free, you the most one dropping dead. Because you want to sit up there and believe the enemy. But see, this is how they turn everything upside down. Look at verse 11, Matthew 24 and 11. It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. See, the so-called white man, he was going to act like he is a freaking prophet. Now, first of all, a Negro believe that crap, he done lost his mind. They, through their own admission, they admit that we don't got nothing to do with no prophet. We just some Christians. See, they gonna tell you out their own mouth, Jehovah's wickedness to the regular Protestant, Christian, Catholic pastor. We are not no prophets. We don't got nothing to do with it. But they try to act like they the prophet. See, I go another situation. An actor, a hypocrite, somebody telling you a bold-faced lie. See, how you acting like you the prophet and we should listen to you and you the messenger of God, but you saying, oh, I'm not the prophet, I'm just a Christian. But the real prophet is popping up on the scene and saying, we are the prophets. And you don't believe them because they're not your slave master. See, because we telling them, you can't do what you want to do. You got to do what the Lord wants you to do, or he going to put you to death. See, they want you to listen to the Christian who say you can do whatever you want to do, and we going to help you out. That's what that Ecclesiastes was all about. See, your enemy, while he getting ready to destroy you, he going to act like he trying to help you, man. But everything he do is a trap. Because you ain't went into the word and heard that the Lord say, that's your enemy, don't trust him. You ready to just go off what he say and what your mind say. Don't let me listen to what God say. I'm going to just go off of what he say. So now when he come with a trick and a trap, you fall right into it. Because you ain't heard nothing from the Lord. It's easy for him to trap you. Oh, let me get that. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, starting at verse 10. No, let me start at verse 9. It says, even him, talking about the Esau, the so-called white man, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, meaning he gonna be adversary to God, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. See, them that perish, they don't got faith in the Bible. They gonna say that's the white man Bible. They gonna say all that kind of ignorant mess, and they destined for destruction. It say because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Verse 11. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. So he sent the so-called white man as a deceiver